What is the best way to spend a day alone? Oh, that is a really good question. What is actually the best way so that I could spend the day alone? Spend the day alone. Okay, so question is, what is the way to spend a day alone? All right, spend a day alone. If I wanted to spend some sort of days alone, what would I supposed to do? Like, what is exactly things that I don't know. Yeah, like basically is this thing that like I'm not going to a job, like nothing really at all. Like most of the things that I have to do is at the home, and basically is this thing that the entire work is actually depend on me. Like basically if I wanted to take holiday, I want to take holiday. If I want to take kind of like a gap, I want to take a gap. No one is actually bothering me, no one is actually saying me to why are you doing this stuff or not. All right, yeah, because entire work is actually depend on me. All right, yeah. So in other sentence that like basically is that my work will not be depend on some sort of permission. All right, whenever I want to do, I want to do anything at all. All right, yeah. So basically is this thing that in my entire day I am doing my work. All right, yeah. And whenever I want to take a day off, I will take a day off. All right, yeah. But the question is that if you have a kind of like a something really alone day at home, what would you do? Well, probably this question is not for me. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. All right, so basically, is this thing, if you are kind of like a person, you are going to a job every day from 9 to 5, okay, and someday you have kind of like a leave at the leave at your office, you came home, and at the home you don't really get anyone, like no one is at the home. So basically at that time this is kind of like a something really very holiday for you, because of that key. In the office there is a kind of like a leave, and at the home there is no one is actually telling you to say anything. So you are kind of like a feel really happy because of that no one is actually telling you to do this thing or nothing really at all. You can do anything that you want. So you are kind of like a became really happy, and then you try to do some sort of like watch movies, games, and whatever you want to do. All right, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that the freedom that you feel on that particular day, that at that day you don't really have a job, and at the home no one is actually telling you what to do, so you will feel free or freedom. Okay, and when you get freedom you kind of like enjoying that particular moment. All right, yeah. But if you are kind of like a somethingly person who is actually working from the home, all right, so probably for you it kind of like a something really that this condition is not kind of like a something like close to you, means like that key, like you are not going to a job, most of the work that you do at the home. All right, and what if like you basically you decided that you take a day off, and at that day no one is actually at the home, but you don't really feel that freedom. Why? Because of that key you are always be here and still you are here. Okay, yeah. So there is no kind of like a something difference between having a holiday or having alone at the home. You don't really feel that particular thing, nothing really at all. Like I went through both the stuff. Yes, because when I'm doing a job, okay, and after my done with my job, and when the holiday came, when the weekend came, I was at the apartment alone. Okay, and basically I do whatever I want to do. Okay, like basically watching movies, video games, YouTube videos, this is the stuff that I wanted to do. I will do this thing. Basically this thing there are kind of like a something like one of my favorite activities is that ki, like at Saturday after I done with my office, I came home at almost like a 4 p.m. And since I came home I just like take a shower and everything, and then after that I set up my projector and watch bunch of movies. By the way, like this actually happened in 2017, and at that time I was like really enthusiastic for watching movie. I download bunch of movies too, so many movies. So I am actually watching so many movies on the projector, and I was alone in that apartment. So and basically I was watching one movie, two movie, three movie, like basically till almost like a 2 a.m., 2 3 a.m. I was constantly watching movies, like movie marathon. Yeah, like uh, movie after movies. All right. And then after that at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. I went to sleep. I wake up another day, that means Sunday, wake up in the morning at almost like a 9:30 or 10 p.m. Okay. And when I wake up after I brush, then after that I started watching another movies too, because of that it's a Sunday, so basically no one is actually bothering me and no one is actually telling me, and as also I was alone in that apartment. All right. Yeah. And then it kind of like a something really really amazing thing, like you don't have to clean the thing, you don't have to do the thing, it's just like you just stay at the home and basically just watch the movies. And yeah, so basically this is kind of like a stuff that I would do when I was doing a job. Okay, but at this moment I was not doing a job. All my work is actually from my home, so I don't really feel that particular freedom. Okay, I feel that ki I always have something thing to do. Even if I'm watching the movie, I was constantly doing my work. Yeah, like this thing, that thing, that thing. So probably is this thing that ki um and as also is that ki in my future I will not gonna do a job. Yeah, nothing really at all. Okay. So basically it's this thing that alone time is kind of like a something really non-existence for me. Nothing really at all. Like I am completely 24/7 alone, yes, but it's just like that ki, like I don't really get that kind of like a freedom having alone. Nothing really at all. Yeah, because inside of me that kind of like a telling me you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to work this, work that, work that. So basically it's this thing, I don't really get the freedom from my brain. Okay, because my brain is always telling me you have to do this and that and that. All right. So probably is this thing in my entire life I never be alone. Okay. And never really have kind of like a some certain things to do to spend time or spend a day. All right. But it just like hypothetical question that ki what if you kind of like a something I don't know, like basically is this thing that you are not the home. Okay, you went to like a kind of like a something really a business thing, a business trip to somewhere country. Okay, yeah. And on that day, particular day, like in that particular office is kind of like a something like close or whatever it is. Okay, and in that particular you are not at home, you are at particular another country, and you are kind of like a something in the apartment, you are alone. So what would you do? Like at that time I will not kind of like a staying at apartment, no, definitely not. Because of that key, if I'm kind of like at that another country, so probably I will bring back my camera and just like get out and take some photos and this and that, and kind of like a something like enjoy the surrounding, what it kind of like another country looks like, this and that. I went to this amusement park, this park, like all the attraction I will go there, kind of like experience all those things. All right. Yeah. So but still the question is not completed yet. Yeah, like it just like a very hypotenuse question. Okay, chalo मान लेते हैं कि you are at home. Okay, and still you don't really have anything work to do, like you are completely like all the work is done, everything is done. And at that time what would you do? Yeah. Well, from last 4 year I haven't really experienced this kind of like a stuff. Okay. But still I wanted to answer this thing. What would you do? Probably is this thing, try to learn something different. What like I don't know, basically is this thing that okay, if you ask this question almost like my early 20s, my answer might be kind of like a something like watching movies, playing video games, or this and that, or something really that. But I am 31, almost 31. Okay, yeah. And And basically is this thing that at this age now you are not kind of like a something really have like that kind of like a quality to watch movies, play video game, and like I'm not gonna say that this is wrong thing, no, definitely not, but basically it's the thing that at this age you wanted to kind of like a be productive. Okay, like the if you have kind of like a alone, you don't really have to do anything at all, but still you wanted to use that particular period of time to kind of like a worth of time to learn something or understand something or something like that. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing, if I'm kind of like a something alone and I'm completely free, like I don't really have anything to do, kind of like a something alone, so what would you do is that like I watch a bunch of videos on the YouTube. Okay, because of that most of the information that I consume in a video format. Okay, and there are so many like a video regarding about the information about the history, geography, science, so many stuff. All right, yeah, I watch the video. Okay, and basically I will get the information as much as I could, so it kind of like a something really helped me a lot. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so if I'm kind of like a something alone, I would watch a bunch of YouTube videos and stuff like that. Even after I still have kind of like a something really free time, then um probably I watch one movies. Okay, yeah, one movie, or one movie, then workout. Yeah, definitely workout, like I will never skip workout. Okay, workout is a really essential, and I do workout. Okay, even if I home, even if I'm kind of like at the home or anywhere, but I do workout. All right, yeah, at least running. Okay, and and gaming, yes, basically is this thing that if I'm kind of like a something alone. Okay, I wanted to experience as a gaming. Okay, because like uh, like basically is this thing that there are bunch of gaming titles that I haven't really played. I wanted to play, but some of the specific games. Okay, not every games, but God of War. Okay, God of War is kind of like a something really good. Okay, why I kind of like a something want to play video game. Well, is that not for the entertainment, yeah, like for the entertainment too, but kind of like a something really very that game is a kind of like a something really the fantasy world of your imagination. Okay, yeah, and whatever the things that you do or whatever the things that you character that you do in the video game, which is not gonna possible in the real life. Okay, and that is a kind of like a something really the game developer made a kind of like a game in such a way that everything looks really cool. Okay, like basically in the God of War, the person kind of like a doing this kind of like a stunt which is like a really crazy, really amazing. It kind of like a feel really wow. Okay, when I watch that particular thing or when I play that particular thing, I kind of like a something inspired that key, um inspired that key, like how kind of like a something really things would be do if I kind of like a something like I don't know, like I am a kind of like also a filmmaker, like should I say filmmaker, probably is this thing that I'm kind of like a something imagine some sort of stuff regarding about the things it is that it is this it is that is it. Okay, yeah, and usually just like that I always kind of like a steal some sort of inspiration from games and movies and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, and gaming is a kind of like a something like that key, like I could imagine the action sequence even more better. Like basically if I wanted to shoot some sort of action sequence, then what kind of like a something action sequence that I want to do, how it kind of like a look really cool, then I kind of like a play video game so that I could inspire that key. Oh, this is the kind of like a something like a camera movement, or this kind of like a something like the character action would do, it kind of like a look something really cool. So that's why I just kind of like play a little bit of games. Okay, God of War, Call of Duty is kind of like a something like very unique. Okay, because in the Call of Duty I kind of like a something like inspired of how the military people talk to each other. Like basically in the Call of Duty, like can you like kind of like a experience or kind of like I don't know, it's just like that the people who actually talk to each other like a copy that sergeant and this and that, like basically the way that they talk is kind of like a something very different than normal people. It's kind of like a something a military language regarding about that key, like I don't know how do I supposed to express this thing. It's a kind of like a something like that key. When I heard that particular thing, it kind of like a feel really amazing. By the way, there is a one specific moment that I wanted to mention in here is um, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 or 1, I'm not really sure. Clean House, okay. The mission name is Clean House, okay. In that particular mission, you are kind of like a something really wearing night vision, okay, and you have bunch of team. You kind of like a something really went to inside that terrorist house and kill all those terrorists without knowing them. It kind of like a the sniper thing, and not sniper but like basically the dark thing. And the in that particular sequence, the entire game was so clean. It kind of like a look really that really realistic, that I don't know, it's like really amazing. And the way that they talk and way that they use the gear was kind of like a something inspired, okay. As also Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. In the Advanced Warfare, there is a kind of like a scene. There is a kind of like a mission on the bridge. Okay, you have to follow the van, and in that particular van, they have kind of like a something really robot bomb. Okay, you have to deactivate them. It it kind of like looks really cool and really amazing. And when I kind of like a something really play that particular sequence or watch that particular gameplay on the YouTube platform, it kind of like a feel that wow, it's like really incredible. All right, yeah. So um basically is this thing, if I'm kind of like a something like alone at the home, probably I would do this kind of like a stuff, okay, like watch bunch of videos, play video games, okay, yeah. And but it's just like that you already mentioned that ki you are a 30 and basically you are kind of like a do little bit of productive with your life, and playing video game is kind of like a, you think that's a productive. Why not productive? Yeah, like basically I'm gonna, like basically there are kind of like a two kind of people. Okay, first kind of people who think that keep playing video game is a kind of like a something really that wasting our time, okay, which is somewhat true. By the way, I'm not kind of like a somethingly blame according to it, okay, yeah. But if you are kind of like a somethingly person who are kind of like a taking some sort of things from the game, like a action sequence, the things that they talk, the kind of like a somethingly fantasy world that you could imagine, that key you wanted to add this thing from the game to the reality or in the movie or stuff like that, like basically this thing now, I'm not really sure is it kind of like a most of people are resonate with this thing or not, okay. Like I am a filmmaker. Like am I filmmaker? Like I took photos just okay, I am not a filmmaker. I haven't really make any kind of like a something like film, but I will be in the future, okay, yeah. And for that particular purpose, I need a kind of like a something really imagination or thought process or kind of like a something really things that like kind of like a not exist in the real life, but it kind of like a look really good if it exists, okay, yeah. And that's why I just kind of like a watch bunch of gameplays or play games, okay. It kind of like a something like inspired me to kind of like a like how do I supposed to execute that particular scene or things and stuff like that, because I have information about being a filmmaker, that ki where should I supposed to stick the camera, what kind of like a lens, what kind of like a something lighting, what kind of like a character should supposed to do on that particular moment, okay, yeah. So basically is this thing, if I have this kind of like a something really knowledge or information about the filmmaking, so when I play game I kind of like a something really stealing um some sort of like a scene or some sort of kind of like a moment from the game to how do I supposed to execute in the real life or stuff like that. All right, yeah. So that's why I just kind of like basically gaming is something really that can really help me a lot to imagine some sort of thing, okay, yeah. So basically is this thing that key like most of people say that playing a video game is a kind of like a something like that key, like basically kids do that, you shouldn't supposed to play video game, yeah, fuck those people, okay, yeah. Basically in the end I wanted to play game, and probably like it kind of like a get something like I don't really usually play game a lot. Okay, yeah. And I don't really play kind of like so many games, like basically very specific amount of game or very specific amount of gaming title that I play. And most probably that game I won't be able to complete this thing, because still I don't really have any kind of like a time to complete the entire camping. So probably is this thing that he, like, dude, yeah, but you already mentioned now you are kind of like a 31 and you are kind of like a something make your time as productive as you can. I am making that time productive as I can now while playing game. Okay, don't like why do you think that keep playing a game is a not productive work or not productive thing? Like, I don't know. Like, basically, this thing. This is my opinion. Okay, I'm not gonna judge according to your opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. That's it. Okay, but this is my opinion regarding about the game. Okay, when I play game, I went to such a world that I could control the character as also the world as also the things that I want to do over there. And basically it's a complete freedom that I won't be able to do in the real world, but I could do this thing in that particular world, particular virtual world. It kind of like a giving me that freedom that I could do this, I could do that, I could do that. And kind of like a something really, it get me a freedom, and it kind of like a something really let me expand my imagination that what could I supposed to do. Okay, yeah. So that's why I kind of like a, like, love playing video game. Okay, not really that much, but somehow I like it. Okay, but so yeah. Okay, so for the most of the people, they think that ki it's a kind of like a something vestige of time. They have their thought process. I don't want to change them. It's a kind of like a what they want to think about that particular task. Is it their stuff? Okay, I am not kind of like a bothering them, but it's kind of like a something like that ki it kind of like a get me a value while playing games. So who do you supposed to judge that ki am I 31? I shouldn't supposed to play a game and this stuff and stuff like that. Okay, so but the question is that ki, like, basically if you are kind of like a something alone, then what would you do? Like, don't just change the entire topic, just like stick to the topic na. Okay, if I'm kind of like a something alone, I wanted to play video game. I play, first of all, watch bunch of YouTube videos, okay, regarding about the information. After that I watch couple of movies, at least one movies. Okay, then probably then if I have time, then I will play video game. All right, yeah. Specifically is that if I have kind of like a something really title that I wanted to execute, like a God of War, Call of Duty, or Assassin's Creed, I will play a game. Okay, yeah. And yeah, this is kind of like a something like things that I would do if I'm kind of like alone at the home. If I'm kind of like a something alone at the another country, probably I kind of like explore that particular city. What is actually this thing and that thing and that thing. All right, yeah. So this is what I would do if I'm kind of like a something really alone, and if I didn't really have any kind of like a some sort of work. Okay, yeah, probably. Okay, next question.